Alright, so you're probably watching this because you want to know about Valheim. And there's a lot to know about Valheim. This is the map. Alright, wait. Let me restart that. Let me start simply put. Valheim is a great game. It's a multiplayer game up to 10 people. You can play with your friends. You enter servers and you can join their server, and when you join their servers, you're in their world. It's randomly generated, procedurally generated. Every world is different. So you can create your character right here, and you can have multiple characters. Each character is going to have its own world. You can start your own game, or you can join a game with friends. This is where your friends would be if you were joining it. Overall, it's been a great experience. As far as graphics, it really has an impressive feel to it when you're playing it. I'm going to start a server just in case someone wants to join me. The graphics on this game are impressive in a different way. They're kind of pixelated if you look close, but when you take the entire scene into consideration, the lighting, all the plants, all the ferns, it really looks great. Yeah, so you wake up in your world every day. You wake up pretty much where you left off. Beds are important because that's your respawn point. And essentially, the game looks great. Every world's different. This is my little hut that I made. In this game, I'm only a couple hours in, maybe 1 or 2 hours in. I started playing with my other friends on a different server, so my progress is pretty slow. I haven't even beat the first boss yet. Essentially, you're going to want to take the entire game in before you judge it, because if you just judge it off of graphics alone, then you're going to be missing out on a great experience. As far as combat is concerned, combat's pretty fun. I've already crafted some swords in my other game, so I'm pretty strong. I can one-shot these guys. But you have to dodge. If you hold the right mouse button, you're going to block. And then if you hit space, you can actually dodge in a direction. And you have a stamina bar. So once that stamina bar gets empty, you can't do anything. There's other games that are similar to this. So you want to be conscious of that when you're fighting. Pretty much everything you can mine for materials and resources, and you're going to need to do a lot of this if you want to progress into the game. You have, just like any survival game, you're going to have to cook or find food. Tab's going to give you your inventory. When you eat, your hunger meter will fill up, and that'll allow your health to regenerate up to the point of where your hunger has filled up to. So I ate one thing, that means I can regenerate up to this point. If I eat two things, now I can be regenerating up to this point, and then if I eat a third thing, like a carrot, now I have 3 items eaten, and I can get all the way up to the top over time. You're going to see a little health pop up here and there. You can store things in chests, just like various survival games. You can cook. When the food's done, you can pick it up. If you leave it too long, it'll burn, turn into coal, which is also another material you're going to want to use. So you're going to spend the majority of your time crafting, cutting, getting materials, wood, building bases, increasingly building bigger bases so you can get more weapons, because every item you build in this game requires pieces. Let's see, how do I say this? Essentially, there's going to be multiple types of workbenches, and you have to upgrade the workbenches to build more workbenches. And every time you upgrade, you're going to need new resources, new materials, and new combinations until you get to the end. I'm pretty early in the game. I've only gotten to bronze so far, and obviously there's going to be iron, steel, most likely. There's multiple layers, and it's going to take a while to get there. But these are the items I'm currently able to build. And you can see it gives you exactly what you need to build them. And then you got to go search for whatever it is. Leather is going to come from animals. Hides from deers. Bone fragments from skeletons. Yeah, so you're constantly working on upgrading and getting everything you can. See this antler? You're going to need the antlers. so that you can mine, and minerals are going to help you build greater items. And eventually, when you're getting into the metals for bronze pickaxes, you're going to need bronze to repair those, or you're going to need the bronze workbench to repair that. And so it consistently gets harder, more difficult. The building looks really great. There's actually a system for keeping the base alive. When you click your hammer, you're allowed to build, and you can see yellow means you're allowed to build there, but it's not very supported. When it gets to orange and red, that means if you build there, it'll either collapse right away or it'll collapse very soon. For example, let's just see if I have enough wood in my inventory. I do. So if I just continued to build off of a point. Oh yeah, when you delete items you get all the resources back, which is really nice. But if I just continue to build these, they will progressively get farther away from the original point. You can see that's orange. Now this one might not last. See, it's turning red already, and then it'll probably break within a certain amount of time. If I build another piece, it'll break right away. So this piece is still attached technically, but it will not be attached for long because buildings in the red and orange tend to just break over time. It's just taking a little bit longer to break. So you're going to want to build a lot of wood poles, things like this. And what happens with this is this allows you to support your buildings. See, it didn't have support, so it's probably better to build from the ground up. You're going to want to build from the ground up if you want to support things. Anything touching the ground is supported. See, now you can see it turned from orange to green because it's supported by the ground. So this will hold. And that's kind of how it goes. And then when you delete things with the middle mouse button or whatever you assign, you can get your materials back. So obviously mining, you're just hitting things until they crumble. And once they crumble, you get the resource. Kind of reminds me of RuneScape. Yep. And then you can actually just dig straight into the ground, and you'll actually dig a giant hole. You can go pretty deep. So my overall opinion of this game is it's awesome. If you're into survival games, this is like a must-have. You're definitely gonna want to go out and grab it. It's only 20 bucks right now. They're still working on building out the game, making it much better. But as far as the amount of things to do, if you're worried about not having enough things to do, you don't have to worry about that. There's plenty to do. You're going to get way over 20 hours. You're going to get most likely at least 40 to 60 hours, and you still won't have beaten all the bosses. I've been playing for around 20 hours on my friend's server. We've only beaten one boss, and we tried to fight the second boss, couldn't do it. Because the second boss, this isn't a spoiler, but you're going to need a lot more gear in order to really beat all these bosses. So it's important to know that you're getting into quite a big game. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're not gonna waste your time. It's not gonna be like a waste of money if you invest now. Not to mention there's gonna be tons of new products coming out. They'll probably even add expansions, who knows, but there's tons of new stuff they're gonna be adding over time. I really enjoy the woodcutting feature. Depending on your axe, trees will get cut faster and you'll get more resources over time as your woodcutting goes up. The trees can actually bump into other trees and make them knock over, which is really cool. The physics in this game is actually good. You know, you see these graphics and you're thinking the physics won't be good, but they actually paid a lot of attention to the physics, including when you're in the waves. Like, for example, when you're on a boat, you can only navigate sailboats in the direction of the wind, and the waves will actually throw your boat around. So, you know, there's plenty to be discovered in the game. Not to mention swimming. You really can only swim for a short amount of time until you train your swimming up. and then you'll be able to swim farther with less stamina use. So that's very important if you're gonna be swimming a lot. Luckily, there's not, unless you're on an ocean, there's not that much swimming that you have to do. Usually just ravines, little rivers. There's mountains, snow, every environment you could imagine. It's probably in this game, and it's all procedurally generated, so you just don't know what you're getting into, which means this game has a ton of replayability. You're going to be able to play this game through at least twice, I would say. First time just to figure out what you're doing, and then second time probably to do it really well. You know, get a new world, try it in a different way, and probably start out with different friends or restart on your own. And yeah, just let the game take you where you want to go. I'd give this game out of 10. I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I would probably give it like an 8.5 to a 9 easily, which is a pretty high rating for an early access game. The only reason I'm gonna knock it is because there are lag spikes every once in a while, especially obviously if you're playing with friends. If you got friends in your game, you all have to connect, and the more friends there are, the more likely there might be a lag spike because of the servers. The lag spikes do not completely hinder the experience though, because they don't last too long. I gotta answer this. Okay, we're back to talk about Valheim. Yes, the new game that everyone's excited about. And this game is, like I said, epic, super epic. You're gonna want to pick this up. $20, that's not that much. You know, most games are going to be a little bit more than that, so it's pretty low so far. They might even boost the price up if you don't pick it up early access. You never know. I've had that happen on other games. It's actually really polished, surprisingly polished. It has everything. I haven't seen any major glitches yet, and I've been playing for a while. One time I did notice that I died and then my body disappeared when I was fighting a boss. I don't know if I just wasn't looking correctly or what happened, but my body did disappear and I couldn't find it, so I lost all my stuff, which is what happens when you die. If you don't find your stuff, you're gonna lose it. But overall, highly recommended game, super cool. And see, this is like where you need to summon the boss, hunt his skin, and it's saying that you have to offer from what I remember, you have to offer bones, 2 deer trophies. So I only have 1 right now. So if I'm going to want to offer this, yep, see, you're incomplete. You need 2 deer trophies. So they all require a little different summoning ritual. When it gets dark, you know, it's going to rain, which it says you're cold, but nothing really crazy happens, which I kind of like, because it allows you to still, you know, play the game while it's raining out and while it's dark. But more monsters will come at you at night. That's just a fact. And you're going to have to fight them off. The monsters continue to get progressively tougher as the game goes on, especially as you beat bosses. That's the main criteria. Every time you beat a boss, the monsters get tougher. And so you want to be ready. You really want to be strong enough to handle those bosses. But as far as glitches, I haven't noticed too many. I haven't noticed any lag. There's an incredible amount of items you can pick up and trees you can chop, and when you chop these things, they stay there forever. So everything you do to the environment is permanent, which I really like. I'm impressed that they're able to do all that. And the entire game only takes up 1 gigabyte on your hard drive, surprisingly. So it's very compact. I'm guessing that has something to do with the graphics they chose to use, but man, if you just for example, if you just look at this really brief scene here, where I'm on a hill looking down at trees at night, unless you look at this shrub right here, you really can't tell that there's low res at all, because of how far away everything is and how many items and trees are in the environment and the lighting. The sky looks decent. I don't stare at the sky too much, but there is weather in the game. Clouds move. You can even see on your map, you can see clouds moving. You can see a pretty accurate representation of what the map is made of. You can see there's rivers, forest, appears like forest. They got meadows, and when you scroll out, you can see how big the game can be. I'm just this tiny little dot here, and we have the potential to explore this entire game. So, very cool. So if you like that, then you're going to want to go ahead and just pick up Valheim right now, because that's what I'm doing, and everybody else is doing it too. This is I think the most friends I've ever had in one game that I've ever seen. Every single person I tell about this game seems to want to jump and grab it, and when they get it, they seem to like it. What's interesting about it is it has like this huge appeal. It's kind of like when Fortnite first came out, or when just a lot of firsts, you know, when those big games come out that everyone likes, and then everyone jumps on it. Like Fall Guys, everyone was playing that for a while. It seems like everyone's playing this game right now. So, I mean, I'll let you know. I'm going to do a full review of the game after I complete it, and then I'll get back to you guys. But as of right now, first impressions, I'm super stoked on this game. So, hit me up, and we could play this even together if you want. Right now, let's see, how do you add people in this game? I'm going to have to check on that really quick. Oh yeah, okay, so if you want to add people, you're going to have to do it on Steam. So you're going to want to go to Steam, add your Steam account, and then through Steam, when you go to the menu, start menu, and you're looking for join games, all your Steam friends will be right here. You have to select friends, not community, because if you go to community, you're going to have a bunch of random servers you can jump into that you don't even know who they are. Luke's Dungeon, Lost Lands, check out all these games. I mean, there's a massive list of random people playing. Yo, 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 yo. Players, and it'll tell you the players. I'm guessing the key means that it's locked. I'm going to go ahead and let's just try to join a game. Aloha. Let's see what happens when we try to connect here. So we're loading into a random person's game, and they want a password. Now here's the problem. I don't know his password. And I think you actually... Did it work? Wrong password. Okay, if it's a wrong password, it'll kick you out. So that's one of the problems with joining a community server, is if they have a password, you're not going to be able to get in. And all of them have passwords. So I'm not sure why they would do that. Because you can't join a game without... So this is really going to be a team game. You're going to want to play with your friends. You're going to want to get a hold of your friends. Get them all in. Boys will be boys in this one. Because that's the only way you're getting in. Unless you see one without a key. Of course it's the wrong password. Yeah, so anyway, that's how it goes. Like, comment, subscribe, hit me up. Let me know if you want me to do anything different. I will be adding a better review later on when I complete the game. So have a good one. Alright, now I have to stop the stream so I can download the stream so I can edit it. So I'm going to stop the stream for a little bit.